welcome to Moonlight Madness, and today we're doing a video for Fire Sign Sun Moon Rising October 2022. The text we'll be using is the Faery Oracle, Wisdom of the Faery Oracle by Lucy Cavendish, and artwork is gorgeous by Selena. We're doing Radleigh, Valentine and Doreen Virtue collaboration, the Fairy Tarot. We're also doing Colette-Baron-Reid, the Enchanted map. And we're doing Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette-Baron-Reid. So the first card I pulled today was the Four of Wands. Now, to me, this is a card of like a celebration, a birthday, graduation, a wedding, an engagement, a new home. Say thank you to co-workers, family, returns a circular flow that brings more abundance. This card also indicates new reasons to celebrate that will soon make themselves known, like social events, going out to dinner, going out for a movie. And then we've got crossing is the Three of Wands. This is like you've got three ships coming in, maybe three opportunities. So you're waiting, you've sent out your ships to get the essential oils, the vitamins, things like that. And then what happens after that is that you wait patiently for them to come back with the goods. And it's talking about in the next 3 days you're going to be receiving assurances of success, a job well done, travel for work, or you might adopt an end game mentality. Have patience as your dreams are materializing. The beneath position is the High Priestess. Very important that astral dreams from the past, spiritual knowledge and enlightenment, giving the strategies to yourself. Spiritual gifts, real and intuitive insights are accurate. Nothing in spirituality is action secret anymore. She bestows all of her wisdom in hopes you will use it to gain greater insights about yourself. Spend more time in nature. Your body is a powerful, intuitive source. Psychic ability is very strong in the past. So for that crystal I would use to enhance my psychic ability, I'll be working with and wearing lapis lazuli, which is from Egypt. And it's sourced from there, and it helps to open the third eye. Then we've got, on the last recent past, is the Seven of Cups. This is having like 7 opportunities. This could be like your finances, your career, academic, things that you get academically, you do well in your exams, studying, your hopes and fears, dreams, things like that. You've got several choices. So possibly in the past you also had several choices in terms of a partner. Maybe you had 7 different people you were seeing at one time, or you just weren't ready to settle. And so that's the card of that. Then you've got Crown You is the 6 months time. Children or childhood or pining for the past, old romances or old friendships. Get in touch with that bright outlook that still lives inside of you. Memories or people from your past can re-emerge. Running to people that provide inspiration for current situations. Take special care to see past accurately without looking for the positives or the negatives. So it's like reminiscing, going through old photo albums, looking at old pictures. Someone's probably sent you a picture. I know my son did yesterday of when they were like 3 and 5, roughly 3 and 5. And then we've got here the 8 of Spring. This is your future. This is juggling 8 dandelions. And so it's great to have 8 things that are going on, but sometimes you've got to juggle finances, decorating your home, fitness, just things like that that keep you busy in work. So it says here, being confident, sudden events or rapid changes, business travel by air. Varieties of stress. Comfort comes from having a lot of wonderful things in your life at once. You may be juggling all these other things. Multitasking in 8 days' time. This is coming up. So it's in a week's time. The 10 of Swords is like 10 weeks away. Yeah. And all work says that you're doing all work in no place. You'll be so busy you won't have time to do anything. Visit anyone. And if you make life no fun, it can be challenging to balance your career with your personal life. It is critical to your physical and emotional health. You're working too hard. Do what you can to reduce stress in your life. Find moments during the day to take a little break, delegate tasks to confident co-workers or family members, self-nurturing. Then we've got the 10 of Cups. It's like 10 months away. A happy relationship is coming to you. People that you can trust, raising children wisely, spending time with family and loved ones leads to a rich So you may be, I don't know, married into a family that's large. This is a Ace of Swords is to do with getting downloads from spirit. So I would be using quartz crystal to do that. So it's something you breathe in, positive energy, you breathe out, negative energy, with black obsidian. It's a meditation run by Quite Revolution. Amber Khan, she does a meditation using a white and black crystal, and she burns some incense at the same time. So it says here that you're trying to get downloads when you're asleep, possibly get your downloads when you're awake. Some people get daydreams, they're affected by what's going on around them, they're in an environment that people do certain things that you can be influencing your mental state through substances, etc. Okay, so we've got here, not even going to touch on that. 1 month's time is that the sources remaining optimistic, being objective, noticing signs of a happy life. Do not be deterred by challenges along the way. You are on the right path. Plans are protected and safe. Any difficulties you experience are there to make you stronger. Trust that any new ideas you have are true and inspired and worthy of your time and energy. Have confidence in your own insights. Communicate in a clear and concise fashion in order to avoid confusion, not cold. The Lovers outcome. So this is who your happily ever after will be with. Is someone that's maybe in the military or served in the military as a pilot, because the pilot uniform represents things like devotion, courage, and commitment. And it can be that you are entering into a marriage or engagement, opposites attracting, excellent health. You are deserving of magical and long-lasting love, about to enter into a significant relationship in your life. If you're already in one, some really positive changes are possible at this time and should be pursued. This kind of romance comes from a past life connection. You need to make an important decision related to relationships, issues, or not. Be sure to have great emotional impact, not made with the head but with the heart. You may not know what to do. You will feel the right actions to take. So that's that card. And then we've got here the Wisdom of the Oracle. So we'll see what they have to say, just for confirmation. Lucky these small cards, they're easier to pick up and shuffle. So I had a download. I had a floor plan as well. And so the floor plan was quite detailed, and I drew it and everything. And I'm thinking, I'm in some sort of shopping centre with a pharmacy that's right next door to like strange things like mini golf putt-putt. It could also be like things like it could be near a hairdressing salon. It's adjacent, and the front entrance to this little shopping centre has Christmas trees all the way through it. The only thing I could come up with is Charlestown Square, because Charlestown Square has Christmas trees right at the front as soon as you walk in, or it will be soon after Halloween. And then you'll have the entrance which heads down to the pharmacy, Terry White's. Yeah, that makes sense. And then, it used to be a pharmacy I used to work at. So possibly I was getting a floor plan of Charlestown Square, because I recently bought my son his his necklace there for his 21st. And so I'm guessing I was picking up the energy of what they're going to do next for marketing for the next 8 weeks leading up to Christmas. The Christmas decorations will now go up because Halloween is now over. So they can go full force with their marketing campaign. That's all I could come up with. It was just interesting that I had this vision. And I dreamt I was working there and that they were really busy, but because I was new, I wasn't getting things right. So I had to ask for help. And they were so busy they didn't really want to stop and help, because these people in the vision they were very arrogant. I guess that's what I've come across working in pharmacy for many years. I just find a lot of pharmacy assistants can be arrogant, and pharmacists can be very arrogant. Just in my experience, might be not with everyone. So that's what I was getting. And why aren't these cards wanting to talk? They don't seem to want to play ball today. That's something good. I don't want 6 cards. I only want 2. There we go. Here and now, we're talking present, trying to remain in the present. In the time traveler's wife, his daughter is more accomplished at controlling him going backwards and forwards in time. So she hums a song. So Alba, the character, says, "Sing, Daddy, sing." And so when he sings, he remains present in the moment, so he doesn't drift off. It's very hard to do if you're in a shopping centre or you're around people. People just think you're nuts if you start singing. So maybe humming. Maybe that's what I have to do. Maybe I have to hum so I don't go and disappear off somewhere else. Never ending streak. This can be many people's family dynamics. I see this all the time. Christmas time brings out the Grinch in some people's families. It can bring out the unhappiness with the dynamics in a lot of families. It can force a lot of personalities, big personalities and small personalities, in a confined space and try and be nice to each other because it's Christmas. I won't be part of that this year. Not playing that game. I find that it's more peaceful if you visit people separately or individually. Go and meet somewhere for a coffee. Go out for Chinese. I know Chinese restaurants are open on Christmas Day. Do something where you are not having to be in one location for a very long space time in a very short confined space when people's feathers could be ruffled. Innuendos could occur and people's feelings can be trampled on quite easily without people realising it. Because some people just have no filter. And I know a lot of quieter individuals are very sensitive and don't necessarily want to voice their concerns, or they just want to get through the day. Sometimes it's just getting through the day. Movement. This is from the Enchanted map. So yeah, I highly recommend if you've got a difficult, toxic family, like I do, you go out separately with individuals that you actually like to spend time with for their said birthday or said Christmas party. That way you're not interacting with the ones you really don't like or cannot get along with because you don't see eye to eye. That's what I plan on doing. It's going to be like COVID all over again for me this Christmas. I'm just going to select maybe 3 family members if they're lucky, and then the rest I really don't care to associate or hang out with for any great lengths of time. I think that's the thing about COVID. Everyone's missing the fact that we had an excuse for not catching up because we're worried about getting COVID. That excuse has run out, unfortunately. For some, unfortunately for others. Wishing well. Okay, so this is the big deck. This is my giant, huge cards. I really like them, but they're just unshuffled. This is the Wild Wisdom of the Faery Oracle. I love the 6-pointed star, and I'm just researching recently that when a witch casts a spell, she goes from east to west. So north, east, south, west. She casts it from the east pentacle, round to the west, and back up to the east again. That's her spell casting. If she wants to protect herself from outside forces coming in through the front door, if she wants to protect herself but wants to remain able to be able to get in and out of the door to stop the door from locking, because I find if I do this too much, the door doesn't open because I've locked myself in, I've sealed the room. So in that case, I would do the pentacle just so I can get in and out of the door, because I've noticed in a few places I've done this drawing my circle or sealing a room, and I've put the circle around the pentacle. That's when I can't get in the door, and people have been locked out of their doors even though they've got the key, because I've put this protection spell to keep them in there safe, but the circle stops them from getting out. So you've got to be careful how you draw your circle. If you draw your circle to protect yourself so that you can't get out, then that's good if you're sleeping. But if you want to get out through the day, then don't draw your circle, just draw your pentacle. This door I've had issues with from the minute I got here, as well as the letterbox. Something in there that's brewing. I cast it when I was cranky, so possibly that's why. Never cast a spell when you are angry when you have had any type of substance, glass of wine, etc., because that anger will spill through to the spell and it'll intensify it like times 10. This is what I found. So then we've got here, oh, this is a good card to pull. This is what a lot of people are concerned with. This time of the year, we're going out socialising, we're going out drinking, we're catching up with friends and family, possibly friends that are like family, and we're concerned about our appearance. We may feel less than because we're drinking more, we're hanging out more, we're eating more because we're eating all the foods we normally wouldn't eat, and we just might not feel so great about our physical appearance. May have gained a few Christmas kilos or COVID kilos, as everyone's calling them. But that's no reason to hide. Like, I think sometimes people look better with weight on them than what they do without the weight. For example, I lost a lot of weight, would have been back in February. For 8 months, I was in this house of horrors. I call it the house of horrors, domestic violence situation, and it was awful. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, I couldn't function. My hair was falling out in clumps. I was so scared. And so I was walking 20 k's a day. I lost a bunch of weight, like 10 dress sizes. I was down to a size possibly 8 to a 10, and I looked really sick. I looked ill. My mother was worried about me when we were speaking, well, so she says. Some of the family members, my sons, were concerned about my physical appearance because I was just dropping all this weight. And I found that it just didn't go back on very easily because I was still in trauma. And then I went to a shelter and then more trauma because you can lock your door. Yes, that was a great saving grace. There was no pack of wolves circling around my door, i.e. males. But there was still the problem of the alarms going off every 5 minutes. And that alarm system used to wake me up. So I would drift off to sleep, thank God, in an environment that was quite pressured because people are under or coming off certain substances. And then I would wake up every 10 to 15 minutes because someone was going in and out of the door to go to the bathroom or go outside to smoke a cigarette. So that was not very settling. So when I finally got this place, I was like, thank God, I can now possibly sleep a solid 6 hours rather than be woken every 2 hours. I was like I was on call. I was like I was nursing. But I was also listening out for the people that lived in my building because I was concerned for their well-being too. So we've got here 32. This is the past, here and the now. And see, she's sitting on an egg, watching past and future, and just getting glimpses of all of it. That's what I do every day. Right. Being fully present in the moment, living one day at a time. Everything happens in the now, in the present. Only this moment counts. You have what it takes to handle anything today if you let go of the need to look into the future or think about the past. Be present and notice what is going on right now. The very moment has a lot of potential for you to create miracles in your life. It's very easy to yearn for a love affair or a friendship you may not have right now. One that is more romantic, more fun, more reliable, more passionate. The good old days are gone and a new day has dawned. Let your heart trust that you have everything you need right now. You're in whether you have the relationship you desire or not. Tomorrow is beyond your reach. Yesterday cannot return. The now is all that is available to you. Stay present and aware that in this moment, as you cherish and approve of your beautiful self, you're a magnet for love. Spirit is madly in love with you right now. So feel the joy of love in here and the now. So yeah, try and stay in the present. It's difficult when you're like me, but yeah, try and eat food. Hum something. What else did I try to do? Oh, put your sunglasses on. I find that works every time. And I can't see anything. I could just see the shadows. Never-ending story. I saw my Uncle Jack the other day. That was interesting. I'm guessing he's passed over. I have no idea, but I saw him. The veil is very thin right now. He used to scare me. I didn't like him much. He's really cranky. Or something. I didn't know. I was only a young child. There is a story woven through the imperfect fabric of life that tells of hurt and loss, rejection and humiliation, self-loathing and arrogance, and all manner of suffering, born of unnecessary drama. It is the old story whose refrain is that you cannot do this, must not go there, your world become crumbling down. Today, know that none of that is actually true. The sky is not falling in. The voice you hear is just a small, scared, conditioned part of you that got stuck in a lie, wants to protect you, and needs to be seen as a victim. Like that lost piece of you, fear is all it knows. Distorted guidance is preventing you from being true to yourself. You are not your story, and the narrator is simply the voice of your beautiful part, small and vulnerable and easily soothed. So being vulnerable is never a fun thing. It can result in pain. So not many people like to feel vulnerable or show their true feelings, and they have fear of intimacy, and low self-esteem can prevent them feeling anything. Right now you have the opportunity for important healing, but you must reflect on the stories you weave about love, connection, abandonment, rejection, and loneliness. Not only do you need to begin a new story, you need to forgive yourself for telling yourself the old stories. Have compassion for the part of you that believes all those narratives, none of them were true anyway. Then we have her special place. Finding your place that is safe, your own safe space inside and out. 16. Yeah, this would be a special place can signal a need for solitude and a quiet and a break from busyness, strife, and stress. Find a way in which you respond with healing and love, and give those things to yourself. Take a break from hearing about disasters. Create an oasis where only some can enter and only at your invitation, like a gated community would suit most people with a camera. This card can signal a need for haven, a sanctuary where you can commune with your own emotions and have some time out and refresh and restore you when you re-enter the world. This is a time of introversion, not of sadness, but of turning towards the oasis, sanctuary, and the peace that exists within. We are all born with the place within us. It is simply that we sometimes forget to lose our connection with it. Drawing this card could signify it's time to put energy into creating your own special place, a room or home or a space where you can feel safe, creative, and without judgment. This card can also signify that you are healing from health and emotional issues because you've worked hard on creating a physical space in which you are treated with love and respect by yourself firstly and by others. Renewal and healing may be as simple as finding a quiet place near a still body of water and doing what you most love, which could be swimming. Alternatively, be sure to follow as within as so without greed. Create peace inside, and that external peaceful place must manifest. So through meditation and nurturing, yoga and things like that, you may find your inner sanctuary, the external one shall appear. 32. It's time to harness and radiate your own beauty, and to realize that by acknowledging your own unique attractiveness, your own beautiful qualities, you begin to be beauty. Your job now is to embody beauty. If this feels daunting, know that this is not vanity, nor is this an attempt to fit in. It is simply coming out from your hiding. So maybe you've gone out of your shell. You went into your shell, and now you want to come out of your shell. And the world will benefit, and you'll be kinder and sweeter and more generous when you believe in your own beauty. If you are struggling with the truth of your beauty, sit before a mirror on a Friday night and focus within on love. See this love radiate from within and begin to glow. And as you do, watch your beauty grow. The fairies do this, and there is not one who is not divine to look upon. Having beauty will not make you weak or vulnerable, vain or foolish. You don't believe in the lie anymore, do you? Fairies have no judgment regarding types of beauty. They are loving and kind, and those who keep their same values are beautiful in turn. Do not deny yourself this form of self-love, for it is a lot of power, magic, and healing within it. And then not everyone's going to look like one of those models where they've been airbrushed 1,000 times, and so they reduce their actual size to make them look thin for the magazine cover. I've heard this happen with a lot of supermodels. 28 movement. And then there's Photoshop, so it's not realistic, it's not achievable. You're in a line of positive forward motion. It's a time for positive momentum. As you come out of a period of restriction, you're in a stage of a new adventure and trip. You may be compelled to take a trip, change your hair, move your home or your business. Regardless, you can't remain where you are anymore. You feel compelled to move forward. No matter what your inquiry, you'll see your dreams take form and doors previously shut to open as if by magic. Movement is also a state of mind. The fog lifts, and you now know that actions you need to take. This isn't the time for fear. Let it go and move forward. That's the ostrich moving, taking his head out of the sand. And this is riches or a wishing well. 48. So you've got eights. Eights are karmic lessons. This is a wishing well. Desire is a sacred impulse for life. Feel it, but let go of attachment to ownership. It's saying that you may be sensing, you're seeing the relationship between desire and inspiration, and sensing the moment of truth when you feel the inception of a new life. It is the aha moment when everything makes sense. Perhaps you recognize a soulmate or conceiving an idea. Your idea could be your baby, because I've got no baby cards here. This is just an idea. So your business could be your baby. If there was an empress or a fool, yes, but there's no empress and there's no fool. So it's saying here, you might be too old to even entertain children. Neither you nor anyone else can know how this or why this happens. It just does. The wishing well awakens you to the present and unseen forces that enables all these new beginnings, divine intelligence. To the end, you can't control the process of growth, or rather you can step aside to be a channel for higher forces and relinquish any attachment to how this new creation should appear or when. Form your intention and take action by dropping the coin into the wishing well and trust in spirit, prepared to be amazed. So I used to throw coins off the bridge in wherever I was near a body of water, or even when I was walking past a river, a creek, the Captain Cook Bridge in town in the Pacific, right near the library, the War Memorial. I used to throw coins off there to try and attract a job, because silver attracts silver, which is, again, the mirror energy, the moon energy. So on the cycle of the full moon, I would throw 3 coins from the bridge or from the fountain, or 3 coins into a body of water, whether it be the ocean or, places where there's a creek. I don't even put 5 cents here or 5 cents there, but it was the intention that I put out there of attracting money attracts money. I've always kept 5 or 10 cent pieces in my wallet randomly, and I usually find that whenever I do that, I find money. I find coins on the ground. I find coins in my bag that I don't remember having put there. It's like it draws. It's a magnet. It's like a law of attraction. So if you can make the choice to offer abundance to the universe, i.e. throwing coins in, then the universe will give it back. And so, yeah. And so I used to have this. Another thing is, if you write it down, I used to have this dating website I was on, and I called my name, my password was Tiffany Light, because my cat's name was Tiffany, and I lived on Light Street. And so I kept writing this, and then 4 days, about a week ago, I found this bracelet, and I'm pretty sure it's either a Tiffany bracelet or a really good knockoff. And so that was in an op shop. And so writing that Tiffany, however many times I did that when I was logging on to view the latest matches, attracted a Tiffany bracelet. Just goes to show you never know what you're going to pick up in a flea market or in a second-hand shop. And that's what I found. So this person that you're going to meet, that's the military pilot, comes under the sign of a water sign. So he could be a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, or have that in his sun, moon, or rising. And he could be a mature man. So he's not young, he's not a knight, he's a king. And he's very emotional, and he's very deep. And his emotions run deep. So you're best suited, I'm thinking, to the water sign if you're a fire. Because water can put fire out, whereas air can whip up fire into a frenzy. We don't want to whip up air into a frenzy, because then it spreads like bushfire, and then we've got an out of control fire. So there's no backing down from that. It's highly flammable. Water is the best option for fire to calm down the fire. Or earth. That's another one. I wouldn't choose fire with fire, and I would not choose air with fire. And that's all I have for you today for fire signs for October 2022, Sun, Moon, Rising, Moonlight Madness. If you want a personal reading, I've figured out how to do them. I haven't got a proper computer yet. I'm just borrowing this one, but I can figure out how to send it through to you. I'll leave the email down the bottom.